we'll go to the PC hardware. So earlier days, I will go with for a PC hardware components operating system. I teach from this PPTs only, but I'm now writing on the things. So where is this diagram? So no. What happened to my? There is actually a very good diagram. So somewhere it is gone. That is the last one only, no? So it is a PC hardware. Only one PC hardware I have. Operating system I have any confusion. So January 27. Yeah, this is the part. If you guys see the overview of a PC hardware, so what are the components in the a computer? Okay, so different internal part of computer, guys. This is called a cabinet. This is to a cabinet. This is empty cabinet. This is the cabinet contains certain components inside. Okay, CPU. This is not CPU. It is a cabinet only. The cabinet contains different components like CPU, RAM, ROM, hard disk, motherboard, CD-ROM, SMPS like this. And outside of this cabinet, there is several connectivities like a keyboard, mouse, monitors, printers, scanners. Okay, mics, external hard disks, joysticks, this kind of stuff we are connecting. And we will discuss about what is basics, what is CPU, what is RAM, what is ROM, what is BIOS, what is BIOS, what is BIOS settings, okay, what is motherboard, and what is SMPS. What is SMPS? Okay, and some story like what is hard disk, what is SSD, okay, what is MBR, GPT, what is boot processing. This is the part in the hard disk, part in the PC hardware. Both are same, only one or two diagrams are different. So you can go to the first one or second one. What is your wish? Yeah, I have PC hardware components. So I'm going to take it from here. Guys, this is the basic block diagram of a PC. Earlier days, so that is a middle, we have a CPU and there is a memory is connected to CPU. And we are giving input from input device to the CPU. CPU process it. If required, it will store in memory, or if it is required any data from memory, it retrieve from memory. And once process completed, it will give it an output. This block diagram will be changes later. Okay, so but we will see one by one components. Components. PC hardware components, mainly inside cabinet. So why it is not in the column? So we have a CPU. What is CPU? Central processing unit, or we can say a processor. We can say a processor, central processing unit. Central processing unit or a processor. RAM, random access memory. ROM, read-only memory. Actually, there is no direct ROM chip. The ROM chip we call it as a BIOS chip or UEFI chip. Motherboard. Motherboard is a main circuit board, guys. Motherboard is a main circuit board. All
Sir,
components, like, yeah, tell me.
sir, what is the full form of UEFI?
Unified Extensible Firmware Interface.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Earlier days, we use a BIOS chip. The BIOS is chip means the program inside this ROM chip called a BIOS, the firmware. The program is actually, it is a firmware, like a software, hardware. It is a firmware or firmware. Okay, different way of spell is there. Firmware, kind of stuff. Okay, the firmware is a program. So when you start your computer, the firmware or a firmware will help you to start your PC. Like means each and every component of the PC, how to check it, how to load operating system, once loading operating system, right? So that part, so the step by step boot processing done by firmware only. Recognition of hardware devices, that is also done by firmware only. That firmware we call it as a BIOS. Okay, now in a new version of computers, instead of BIOS, we are using UEFI. It is a new version of BIOS. Okay, the firmware we call it as a BIOS. Okay, the BIOS, basic input output system. The new version of BIOS is UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. So you have a laptop desktops, any recent laptop desktops, all are UEFI based one only. Okay. Next one, guys, motherboard. Motherboard connects all the components. Like you have a CPU, RAM, BIOS, hard disk, or anything should be connected to your motherboard. Either it is on motherboard or to the motherboard you should connect it, including keyboard, mouse, everything we are connected to motherboard, even it is a external part. Next, hard disk. Hard disk is for storing your operating system, applications, and data. Nowadays, instead of hard disk, or along with hard disk, we are using SSDs. SSDs are solid state drives which provide as compared to hard disk. SSDs are faster and lighter. Okay, faster, lighter, but little cost. Okay, so we are in both desktops and servers and laptops, we are using SSD for faster booting, mainly for operating system and application running purpose. CD DVD, nowadays most of the laptop desktops are not having CD DVD part. Okay, so of course still we have a chance to put a new CD DVD available, but it is almost reduced because a lot of people not using CVD DVD, and you can do it the external only. Floppy disk completely removed. Okay, floppy disk option is not there now. SMPS, switch mode power supply, and your system is required a DC power supply, and our main supply is AC power supply. SMPS will provide will convert this main AC power supply to DC power supply with a different voltage levels, 12 volts, 5 volts, 3.3 volts kind of stuff. Next one is outside of cabinet. Outside of cabinet components. Are the outside of cabinet. So what we are connecting, keyboard and mouse, right? Your joysticks, external hard disk, card readers, mics, speakers, okay, printers, scanners, monitors. So laptop having touchpads, right? So touchpads, it's not inside a part, right? It's a touchpad. So we to give cursor kind of stuff like this. This is instead of mouse, we laptop having touchpads. Touch screens. My laptop is a touch screen currently. Okay, so now touchscreen laptops are not coming in a basic level. Touchscreens, okay, to give input directly, touch and monitor type. Okay, so these are the Bluetooth devices, external hard disk are outside of your cabinets. This is a cabinet, guys. So cabinet. So if you want, I will copy, but generally I don't put this thing here. It will occupy more space than I think. Okay, so this is the inside cabinet components. This is the cabinet. The next one is, guys, anyway, CPU. So we'll see some components first. See, it is a CPU, central processing unit. What is CPU? Central processing unit. What is CPU? Normally, people see a cabinet and say it is a CPU. And some people believes the laptop don't have any CPU because it's not a cabinet. It's not look like a desktop cabinet, right? So guys, any computer or a laptop or a mobile phone having a CPU. CPU is a very small chip inside. Okay, it is a semiconductor device. It is a brain of your computer or brain of your mobile phone. Okay, it is a simple, a single chip kind of stuff. It do arithmetic and logical functions. What CPU will do? CPU do arithmetic and logical functions. CPU having different components. This is how is we are inserting a processor. Okay, this is how the CPU is there. This is a motherboard. Motherboard socket it is inserting CPU inside. So CPU is a small chip. Yes, every CPU having certain specifications. Every CPU having certain specifications. We have already seen in the PC hardware configuration, but also I'm telling once more what is the CPU configuration. Okay, every CPU having a specific speed. So I'm going to my task manager to show you some properties. See this. So in performance CPU, see my processor a specific speed 2.6 gigahertz processor it is. Width 32-bit size or 64-bit type of processor it is. Mine is 64-bit processor. Next one is FSB, front side bus. Front side bus of CPU will tell how much RAM type, what type of RAM frequency we should use. RAM model will be decided like this. Okay, cache memory. So you can see CPU having a cache memory L1, L2, L3 cache memories. This is L3 cache memory, 3 MB L3 cache memories. Okay, number of cores per processor, number of threads are a logical processors. So in C it is a number of cores are 2, number of logical processors are 4 logical processors are there. And virtualization technology, anything you purchasing new laptop or desktop, please check the virtualization technology is enabled or not. So you have a virtualization technology in your PC, it means you can create a multiple virtual machines in your PC using either software or some built-in tools, okay, like a Hyper-V. So you can create a virtual machines and you can run different type of operating system and applications in this virtual machines. So this is a single physical machine. In the one single computer or a laptop, you can run multiple computers as a virtual machines. Okay. So if you want to get that one, virtualization is must be enabled to run a 64-bit virtual machines. Okay. And how I showed my system configuration. So what about any other processor? So you know the some processor, like you go to Amazon and you want to buy a new processor. So I'll go to computers, components. Then in a components, I will go to CPU, processors. I want to buy a new class. So this is, see, it is a third generation i5 processor. It's a 10th generation F model i5 processor it is. This is a Ryzen processor, okay, AMD. Okay, I am trying to check something which is i7. So now we'll take i7. Can you see i7 3770 3.4 gigahertz processor it is, 4 core 8 thread processor it is, 4 core 8 thread processor it is. You take this number and search in a Google. Okay, i7 3, this one. So I open this processor. Okay, Intel.in information separately. So this is my processor. So 8 MB cache memory, and it is a clock speed is up to 3.9. So there is a base speed is there, and as well as a high speed is also there. So this is my model. This is how much size it is. We can use for PC, client, or a desktop. 4 core, 8 threads, 4 core, 8 logical processor it is. Base frequency 3.4, 8 MB cache memory, and it support up to 32 GB RAM. You can insert up to 32 GB RAM. Only 2 RAMs it will support, 2 channel RAMs only, 2 RAMs combined 32, or single 32, or 2 RAMs combined 32, that is the maximum. This is the RAM type. RAM type is DDR3 1 13 33 megahertz frequency or 1600 megahertz frequency RAM support it will give. It contains internal graphic memory is there, HD graphics 4000, means up to 2 GB graphics internally you are getting. Okay, this is the LGA 115. LGA 115 means which type of motherboard it will support with this LGA 115. So this is a LGA 115 based motherboard. So you want to use this processor, okay, you want to use you want to buy this processor, okay, you have to buy this kind of motherboard. The motherboard should have a 115. For example, I have a motherboard that is 1156, does not support. This motherboard only it will support. Okay, see here it is. It's a 64-bit processor, of course, and virtualization technology. Also, you can see yes, and other few features you can able to see it. Okay, guys, these are the specifications. Like you want to buy a processor or you are already having a processor, check in a Intel website. So you will find number of cores, number of threads, base frequency, cache memory, and memory support. Okay, like this. So FSB means this one only. FSB means FSB will tell your what type of RAM it is suitable and how much size of RAM also suitable. Okay, these are the remaining features. Of course, different manufacturers of processors are there. Normally for desktops and laptops, use Intel or AMD. Okay, both are available in market, Intel and AMD. Of course, in olden days we have via Motorola, some other things also there, but stabilized in the market is Intel and AMD. But mobile phone related and other device related processors are manufactured by different organizations, including Motorola, Snapdragon, MediaTek, Samsung. Okay, different manufacturers are there manufacturing the processors for different devices. For computers, mostly we use Intel or AMD. ARM processors also there, ARM based processors. Of course, we have a 32-bit processor, 64-bit processor is there. 32-bit processor, 64-bit processor, guys. In 32-bit processor, instruction set is 32-bit in 32-bit processor, 64-bit in a 64-bit processor. So I have a 32-bit processor. So what is the instruction set size is 32-bit only. I have a 64-bit processor. What is the instruction size? 64-bit only. Okay. What is instruction size? Any instructions or data, it is a form of binary code only. It is in the form of binary code only. Okay. So what is that length of instruction is 32-bit. You should. So that only it will understand by 32-bit processor. Okay. In for 64-bit processor, the instruction length is 64. Data length is also 64. Then only 64-bit processor understand. The processor, the bit size increases. Okay. Instruction size increases. So then there is a certain things are there. It is, of course, we are getting some features, but infrastructure size also should be required. Instruction size and data size is become bigger than instruction size. The data size is bigger, so obviously we can run complex instructions. Normally, guys, A plus B, normal instructions. You remember intermediate mathematics or your engineering mathematics, very complex, very big one. Derivative is there. Okay, d by x something plus d square by x plus something like. Yeah. For example, a plus b. Good. What is a plus b whole square thing? A square plus b square plus 2ab. That is, nowadays even the big politicians also telling very easy way a plus b. Okay, whole square, not a plus b. What is the difference? Complexity increases, right? My point is difference is complexity increases. Like complex instructions means that's a lengthy instruction it is. So now we can 64 we can run a complex instructions. Okay, big size data processing means one single data unit This is 64 means very big data also we can able to process very easily. But it required more RAM capacity, more disk capacities. Comparatively, guys, you take a Windows 10 minimum requirement for 32-bit is 1 GB RAM, 16 GB hard disk space. But you take a Windows 10 64 minimum requirement installs Windows 10 64 is 2 GB RAM, 20 GB hard disk is required. Just for example, guys. Okay, multi-core processing, UEFI support is there. Drivers digital signature enforcement is there. We can run multiple virtual machines in a single physical machines using a virtualization technologies. The voice is running in a your physical machine is called a host voice. The voice running in the virtual machines called a guest voice. So whatsoever it is, in single physical machine, you can run multiple virtual machines with a different operating systems, different applications, not required to be a same operating system, same applications. Okay, so that is some features of 64-bit. You have to follow same bit features like your system is like a 32-bit system means your processor, your operating system, and your applications are 64 only. Okay, so your system is 32-bit type system. Your operating system, applications, your processors all are 60. Okay, so 32-bit means processor is 32-bit, device drivers 32-bit, operating system 32-bit, and applications 32-bit. If it is 64-bit system, 64-bit processor, 64 driver, 64-bit operating system. Why a separately written application? Replications are depends upon your operating system. It can run with lower editions also. Like in 64-bit machine, you can run both 32-bit application and 64-bit application based on your operating system. For example, you take Linux. Linux is not compatible with the different architectures, but Windows is compatible with the different architecture. Lower bit is okay, not higher bit. I told big story. The last story I will tell, guys. This is the last story about a processor.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Yeah, sir. If the system is a 64-bit processor, then we can't use 32-bit operating system.
No. So 64-bit processor, 64-bit operating system, 64-bit device drivers, compulsory.
Everything is same bit.
Yes, everything must be same. Applications in a Windows 8, Windows 10 support a WoW 64. So then you can run 32-bit applications.
Yeah.
32-bit on 64, you can run 32-bit application. It has some limits, but it will work. For example, you have a XP 64. You can't run 32-bit application. Then again, some separate setup is required to run.
Yeah.
Okay. Some application won't install if bit difference is there, but most of the applications will support even a bit difference is there.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a processor. On processor, there is a heat sink. Yes, processor will get heat every time. Processor will get heat. Okay, so the heat will always touch us right here. So processor will get heat. Okay, so once it is become more heated, the processor will damage. While system is running, your processor will get heat. So the overheating will causes damage of processor. So what people do, they put a heat sink on this processor. They put a heat sink on this processor. What is use of this heat sink? Heat sink absorb the heat. Heat sink absorb the heat from heat sink. Heat sink absorb the heat from your processor. And there is a heat sink fan help you to give flow of air. Air will be flow through this heat sink. Then heat sink will get cool. Like that, processor maintain the temperature constant, not getting overheated. Okay. The next one is heat sink paste. Heat sink paste will be applied. Heat sink paste or a thermal paste will be applied in between the processor and the heat sink. What is the advantage of that one? What is the advantage of that one? Heat sink.
Yeah, system will not heat and burn.
Very good. So heat sink paste will give more observation of heat. So will give full contact with the heat sink. Heat sink paste will give more, giving more contact to that heat sink processor to heat sink. So then the more observation of absorbing this heat from processor to heat sink. Heat sink fan is running. This fan help you to airflow through this heat sink. So then the heat sink will be the temperature on the heat sink will be reduced. So like that, the processor maintain the constant temperature, not getting overheated.
It also output the warm heat from this.
Now we will get how much temperature so we are maintaining. Of course, there is a temperature sensor is there inside. So point is, guys, here is the troubleshooting. I started my PC and I'm working, okay? Or maybe when I started, system is started, I log in and it is restarted without giving any warning, okay? Normally, blue screen of death means blue screen errors will give you this kind of stuff. You start your system, you got a blue screen error and it will restart. Again, if your system is come, again it will show blue screen and it is restart. That is BSOD error. That is BSOD error. But I'm not talking about a BSOD error. I'm talking just system is run and it is restarted automatically. Okay, one of our system. So the guy is working seriously. Every 5 minutes, it is getting restarted. 5 minutes means while he's working with virtual machines. System is get overheated and it is restarted. Instead of saying system, the processor is getting overheated. Okay, so without any warning, system will restart. Processor is getting overheated. Even it is overheated, system automatically restart itself. Why? Because of processor is getting overheated. If system runs, it is get overheated and processor will damage. And why this processor is getting overheated? So when you see a error, you start a PC and it is started. Now you want to work, or maybe while you are working, without showing any errors, it's restarting. Of course, there is several reasons also there. One of the reason is BSOD. Second one is power connection management. So loose power connectivity. And very important is processor is getting overheated. Why processor is getting overheated? Heat sink paste may not be applied properly, or maybe it is got clean or completely dried out. The heat sink is not sitting. Heat sink paste. Next one is heat sink. Heat sink is not set on the processor properly. So heat sink on the processor, it is actually okay, it is set on this one. It is completely locked. Sometimes it is loose connection. Because of the loose connection gap, heat sink cannot able to absorb the heat from heat sink. Another one is dust. Another one is dust formation. The dust inside, longer the time you kept the system like that, and there is a lot of dust on the heat sink. Because of this dust, because of this dust, the heat in the heat sink cannot be cooled down. So what happened? Because of dust, air is unable to flow, and heat sink cannot get a cooled because no air flow. So obviously, what happened? He processor will get overheated. System get restarted. Why system is restarting? Processor is getting overheated. Okay, processor is getting overheated. To prevent damage to the CPU, system is restarting itself. And one more picture I wanted, that's why. So, laptop. Okay, this is some new kind of heat sinks also coming in a future, not this one. Okay, yeah, this there is a pure form of a copper rods are there. They're like this. This is look like this one only. Okay, so this is a heat sink. The processor is under this unit. Okay, processor is under this unit. Heat is absorbed from here and distributed to this, and fan blow the heat away. Okay, guys, my point is, okay, when you are using a laptop, do not put your laptop on your lap. Not put your laptop on your lap. Of course, there is some other problems also will get it because the heat is directly touching to your thighs. Lap means you are putting on your thigh, the heat is directly touching on your thigh. That is one problem. Whether you are because of overheating your internal organs, okay, your damage, I don't mind, that is yours. But point is, the laptop will get damaged. Okay, the laptop internally the heat is unable to escape from the laptop. What happened? Heat is distributed to inside components. So inside a component laptop components will be damaged. That is the first thing. The second thing is try not to put your laptop on the bed. Lot of dust will be go inside from your bed, guys. Your bed is having lot of dust as compared to your bathroom. Okay, so uh, don't put it in a bed, leathers or a thighs. Okay, don't put on anything like a cloth services. Don't put your laptop on a cloth or leather surfaces. Okay, on paper also, even the newspaper also. Put it in any cardboard kind of stuff. Okay, plain surfaces. Put it. And if you want to maintain the heat, okay, so don't put anything surrounding to your laptop because in under the laptop and side of the laptop there is a laptop vents are there. The vents are breathers. Will airflow is required. You are blocking the airflow. The heat is cannot able to escape. Okay, it's getting heated. And also, if know how to clean up this internal one, also you can open and clean up. Generally, the maintenance of laptop is always you must know. This is the point I try to say. Okay. Now it is 6. I will tell one more point, that is about a RAM. Then we'll take a break. Okay. So after break, we'll discuss about a ROM and BIOS settings. Okay, that's we will discuss. Guys, what are the primary memories? Primary memories are RAM and ROM. It's another important. Okay. What are the primary memories? Primary memories are your RAM and ROM. What is RAM? Random access memory. What is ROM? Read-only memory. What is RAM? Random access memory. What is ROM? Read-only memory. Next. RAM and ROM are primary memories. Next. In a RAM, data stores temporarily. In a ROM, data stores permanent. Okay. RAM is a volatile memory. RAM is a volatile memory. ROM is a non-volatile memory. RAM is a volatile memory. What is a volatile memory? When you turn off your system, okay, the data in the RAM will be lost. What is a volatile memory? Volatile memory device. Okay. So whenever you turn off your power supply is off, automatically data in the volatile memory device, the data in the volatile memory device is gone. Non-volatile memory. What is non-volatile memory? Even if you disconnect from the power supply, the data remains in the device. Okay, other examples of non-volatile memory is hard disks, pen drives, SSDs. These are all comes under non-volatile memory devices. Okay. Generally, RAM we can able to change in our system. You can upgrade your RAM, change your RAM. Primary cache is we are don't consider as any kind of memory. It is a cache memory. Okay, it's not prime memory because it's a cache memory which is built inside your CPU. Okay, not a additional RAM. So RAM is not additional memory. It is RAM is a additional memory, so which is we are inserting on the motherboard, and we can change the RAM. But ROM is we cannot change because it's a built on the your motherboard. It is on the motherboard. It is a chip. So only very rare to rarest conditions only we can able to change the ROM chip. Until unless your BIOS program is corrupted and need an upgradations, usually like that kind of stuff, we can change the ROM chip. Not that much easy for a general people. Okay, so we are not doing any chip level kind of stuff, right? That's what I my point. Okay, so this is first of all about a RAM. Okay, first of all, I will tell about a RAM, right? So I said, so RAM is again random access memory. The RAM is also called as a main memory. RAM is a primary memory, and also RAM is specifically it is a main memory. RAM is also a main memory. So it is a primary storage for CPU. Okay, it is a volatile memory. I don't know. This is a Google answers. Okay. your cache memory is built inside of CPU. So my consideration is not about a cache memory. We can't manage the cache memory because it is inside your CPU. Next one is, guys, RAM. Two types of RAMs are there. So of course your cache memory will also comes here. So we'll see that one. What is that? So it is RAM. Two type of RAM. Static RAM. Another one is dynamic RAM. So static RAM, also called as SRAM. Actually, static RAM is a pure form of transistors. So they use this SRAM for as a cache memory. See this? I said RAM in the sense of cache memory. It is a cache memory is nothing but your random access memory only. But RAM, what we are using on the motherboard, that is a DRAM type DRAM type only we are using. But this cache memory which is built inside of your CPU only, we cannot change the cache memory, which is not direct component which is built inside your CPU. When you buy a CPU, the CPU built-in cache memory is there. Okay, that's why we don't use that as a primary or secondary memory. We are not talking in that manner. We are tell RAM, not even a DRAM or SRAM for a primary memories. The main memory, what RAM we are using, that is the main memory, guys. RAM again, static memory, static RAM, dynamic RAM. Static RAM also called as SRAM, dynamic is also called as DRAM. So this SRAM is used is as a cache memory which is built inside of your CPU. SDRAM, ECC-RAM, EDO-RAM, VRAM, these are the different DRAMs. But DRAM is become a SDRAM, so synchronous dynamic RAM. This synchronous dynamic RAM become a DDR. So DDR, synchronous dynamic RAM, means okay. DDR, double data rate. DDR, double data rate, and in DDR we have a different versions: DDR2, DDR3, DDR4, DDR5. So DDR5 came into market and DDR4 is also in the market. So most of our systems now, it's the 10th and 11th generations and the 12th generations also require DDR4 type of RAM, and some 12th generations of Intel processor using DDR5. So both DDR4 and DDR5 in the market. Of course, we cannot replace RAM. I'm giving some RAM specifications. Here are some RAM specifications, guys. What are the RAM specifications? To take a RAM, and what are the things you must check from the RAM related? That is the sizes. How much RAM size? 4 GB, 8 GB, 12 GB, 16 GB. RAMs. In the olden days, we have MBs. Now we are having GBs in general public. Okay, not even organizations kind of stuff. And every RAM has a speed. See this? My RAM is a DDR3 RAM, 12 GB RAM it is, but speed is 1600 megahertz. Okay, model is DDR3. And the voltage levels also there. If you go to the RAM specifications or physical RAM inspection, so we can see voltage level, low voltage, high voltage. L means low voltage. Okay. For example, guys, I have a 4 GB RAM earlier in my laptop. Now I want to upgrade to additional 8 GB. So 4 GB already there. I want to add a 8 GB. What to do? How to check CPU specifications. CPU supporting Motherboard supporting both, you have to check it. Both number of slots, memory types, RAMs, total RAM size support, speed of the RAM, memory type also have to check it. CPU and motherboard support I have to check it. And also check the voltage levels, means my previous RAM or a motherboard supporting is a low level, then I have to use RAM with a low level voltage, high level voltage, like that it is there. So compulsory check it is a matching with your old RAM. Very easiest way is to know my exam things like you want to replace the RAM or you want to upgrade your RAM. So you have to check the existing RAM or older RAM. So take the specifications and update. So make sure that frequency also matches with the older RAM. Guys, these are the how the RAMs are look like. Nowadays RAMs are little different. Okay, so I am going to. I'm not taking this one. So each RAM having different pin configurations. Okay. So this is a DIMM package and SODIMM packages. Okay. DIMM packages and SODIMM packages kind of stuff. Not this one. So I just checking for a good looking one. So this will tell you RAM specifications. On this one, you can see the RAM specifications. A 4 GB RAM, 600S. You can see 10600S PC3. So you can type PC3 10600S. It is a DDR3 model, 1333 megahertz frequency. This is what frequency, what type of RAM it is, will understand from this specifications. So I'll go to the last one. So where is this? Yeah, this is look like good. Yes, SODIMMs. Just think like this. DIMM and RIM packages for desktop. SODIMM for laptop or mini PCs. Mini PC purpose. Okay. Every RAM having and notch. NOARTH. That is north. Notch. This is notch. Notch. Okay, so one type of RAM not replace with other type. Example, DDR3 with DDR4. Yeah, this is about a static RAM, and this is about a this is we cannot able to take apart, guys. So look at here this diagram. This is CPU. I'm hearing some noise, but nothing. So if you are not speaking, please mute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Tell me now.
Can you tell me again about the RAM and like a DDR3 and DDR4, 5? How we know the in which system have a DDR3 and DDR5, and how we categorize and what is the difference between the DDR3 and DDR5, like that?
How to check system configuration using task manager.
Yeah, it is good to check system configuration, but how we know that in this system, like we are want to update these RAM, like using the what is necessary to insert in this laptop, like a DDR3 or 5, and what is difference between?
Okay.
It is a
Already
version.
have a 4 GB RAM. With I got a laptop, I have 4 GB RAM. So now I want to upgrade, like I want a something like a 8 GB RAM or maybe a 16 GB RAM or maybe a 8 GB RAM or a 16 GB RAM. I want to upgrade. Can we upgrade or not? That is a question, right? So this first question.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know our CPU. First of all, when you buy a laptop also, if in case you are buy a laptop in online or offline, there's certain specifications, how much RAM support in future. Okay, total RAM supporting for a laptop. For example, you go to laptop, so select some laptop. They are giving total workforce here. Advertisements are more, material is less. People need advertisement. So this is a LG CPU. So it is already 16 GB RAM is there. How much RAM it will support? You have to go through the specifications. Okay, somewhere it will shows the maximum RAM support based on these specifications. So it's already having 64. It's not a, a Flipkart, right? So Flipkart it will show. If you get a doubt in that one, so better go to which processor it is. 12th generation processor. The processor number is this one. Go to the processor number of cores. Okay. Cache memory is 18 MB. Already 16 GB they are giving, but already 16 GB is there. You want to upgrade. So what to do? Go to the processor specifications. See, it is the processor and the number of total cores are 4 and performance for 8, threads are 16. It support up to 64 GB. Already 16 GB is there. It support up to 64 GB. So you can upgrade. Second one is what type of RAMs it will support. DDR5. This is DDR4. This is DDR5. This is DDR4. Any of these type of RAMs we can buy and we can insert it. But very important is this is processor support. About a motherboard support is also important. So in this particular motherboard, what type of RAM you should insert? For example, based on the processor, we have different model of RAMs are there, but based on motherboard, we don't know which motherboard it is. So what to do? Go through this, what RAM is pre-installed inside, what RAM is already installed in this one. Check the RAM specifications, and based on the RAM specifications, you can buy similar specification, means similar speed, similar voltage levels, similar type means DDR3, DDR3, DDR4, DDR4, DDR5, DDR5. So you will find easily compatible version. Only thing is already 16 is there, you have to buy another 16 or another 8, another 32. You can put another 32 also because 16 plus 32. Already 16 is there, right? So you have to go through the existing RAM specifications. So then, and also CPU wise, so we can add an additional RAM like that. So this is how your cache memory, your RAM and controller work, guys. Look at this. You have a CPU, central processing unit, do arithmetic and logical function, and there is a control unit in CPU. Data and instructions we are giving from different input devices and storage devices, output devices where we see the output. So output devices, storage devices, input out devices. These are all we are connecting to our system. Nothing will connected directly to CPU. We are not connected to CPU directly. How we are connecting? There is I/O controller which is having a information about each and every device. Each and every device is connected in certain place, so it will understand where it is connected, and their I/O memory addressing, I/O addressing, interrupt request queuing. So different type of identification of devices are there. Okay, so this I/O controller knows what device is connected, what device given information, what is their IRQ. So based on that, so I/O controller take the input or information, instruction, data, load it to RAM. RAM load information and instructions and data and give it to cache memory, which is built inside a CPU. The cache memory give it to CPU. Why it is going through cache memory? Cache memory is same speed as a CPU. CPU speed, cache memory speed, both are same. But RAM is slower than CPU. RAM is slower than CPU. Okay. Now the point is cache memory is a faster source. RAM load instructions and data to cache to the processor process it, give it to cache give it to RAM. The RAM again give it to I/O controller. I/O controller will give which device actually required to store the information or to display on the screen. So that will be done. Okay. So your device is not connected directly to your CPU. Okay. Our cache is not a separate unit. It is an internal part of CPU. Cache memory is also a RAM, but it is SRAM. But in our motherboard, also we have a north bridge and south bridges are there. If you take any new type of motherboard, north bridge and south bridge both are integrated together. No separate north and south bridge. But in olden days, we have a separate north bridge and south bridge. North bridge and south bridge nothing but chips. Okay. So north bridge is make a communication between CPU and RAM. South bridge is a make a communication, means control the communication or process the communication between your RAM, I/O controllers and other peripherals. That their communication is controlled by south bridge. So north bridge is take care of communication between CPU and RAM, and south bridge is a control the communication between RAM, IO controllers, and IO devices. Guys, in cache memory, we have a 3 levels basically: level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 1 is very near to CPU, then layer 2, then layer 3. Okay, it's like a layer type only. I said level. Okay, so in the cache memory, you have two parts of cache memory. Every cache memory, two parts. It is like a instruction cache, data cache. Okay, data load into data cache, instruction load into instruction. It means one cache memory split into two parts. Split into two parts. So this is about your originally how the diagram. So CPU, RAM, and north bridge, south bridge, IO controller, and cache memory. Okay. After the break, so you will try to discuss the ROM and BIOS kind of stuff. This is a link. Okay. Next one is anywhere ROM. What is BIOS? Different BIOS settings. Okay, and your motherboard components and see SMPS components. That is, take a 10 minutes of break, 10-15 minutes break. I'll take another half an hour, guys, and I will complete this.